find him at tight end to get that number 2 guy?
Well, that's that's part of what we're trying to find in camp. It was one of the things we went into the spring training. Peter Picard and John Wisniewski would be the first 2 guys there that are getting most of the work. Nate Vovoda is another guy that came in last year, redshirted, so he's getting a lot of reps. We'll see as the camp goes on. Is Hawkinson, his fan, are they ready? It's hard for a freshman to come in there and ask them to run routes as precise as we do, and then come back and block the defensive end. And it's a lot for a young guy to do, but they are very talented. So, it's gonna probably come down between Peter Picard, John Wisniewski, and Vovoda to see who gets the other snaps.
When you look at wide receiver after Matt Vandenberg, you got some talent. You got some guys who flashed, made a few plays here and there, but not on a consistent or certainly game-by-game basis. What do you look at right now from them, and where do they kind of stack up for you?
I think you hit on a key word there: consistency. Germany got to start a ball game and made some plays, certainly to show that he has some playmaking ability. But there's an entirely difference of being a guy that gets in a ball game, 10 snaps, even starts one game, and then the yearly grind of down after down. So I think it definitely helped him that he played. I think Jay Shield is he had a really good spring. He's having a really good camp. So I think those 2 guys, and maybe both of those 2 guys, will hopefully be able to step in and take over for where Tavon has been for the last 3 years. And then other young receivers. Not that Ronnie McCarron is a young receiver, but he's a guy that's going to be called on to play more at receiver this year. Adrian Falconer is another guy that came in last year. We chose to play him, a little bit as you look back on it. But we made that decision, which in his mind, he's much more comfortable now because he has been out there and he's showing up in camp. So I think the group, we talked about Ryan Boyle earlier, I think the group will end up being a pretty solid group.
I missed the discussion on Boyle. Is this are you kind of renting him at wide receiver for this year?
Yeah. Absolutely. My comments to Ryan was, you're not gonna unseat CJ. You're not ready to do that. You like to play. You're competitive as heck. Let's give this a try. And it's a 1-year rental. At January, go back to quarterback. And then, it'll be wide open with CJ gone. So, and he's got, what he's missing now is kind of the same things that Jay Shield. It's just the little nuances of running routes. Vandenberg has been a big help to him in trying to explain this is what they're looking for on this particular play. And he's doing a good job.
Then you look at, Drew Cook, a lot of people, his father played in the NFL, he was a Pro Bowler. So at tight end, a lot of people look into that potential for him. Is it too early to make that move?
Yeah, it is. Drew's up to probably 226 or so, and we're really Drew is extremely bright. He's extremely mature. One of the things when freshmen come in, this is a general rule, is they act like freshmen. And Drew didn't. He didn't in the classroom. He didn't in our classroom. He always had a maturity about him. And so, we're encouraged as he is maturing into his body. He's throwing the ball better. He's doing a lot of things. And we told Drew when we recruited him, you want to be a quarterback, we're going to give you every opportunity. We're encouraged from this. If you're not a quarterback, then you're going to end up probably being big enough to be a tight end at some point. But we want to give him every opportunity to be a quarterback.
I know you don't want to deal with hypotheticals, especially with quarterbacks like that. Is it the situation where maybe it's next spring where it's, one way or the other? If maybe I don't want to use ifs right now, but with certain people like that. But if Nathan Stanley shows and Tyler Wiegers becomes the starter after C.J. Beathard, that maybe that would be the point to say your third, maybe take the move.
Yeah, that is all that is hypothetical, and I know this. I'm glad he's on our team, and I think wherever he ends up, graduating as whatever he is, we'll be proud of him. And so we'll just kind of let it play itself out.